Hi, and welcome to episode 11 of Daisy Knits. It's Christmas. So today we're downstairs in my pretty living room, Christmas tree behind me. My knitting area and stuff's all back over here. And it's Christmas Eve, 2015. I'm Daisy. Not sure what else to say there. So let's get this started, right? First off, I have finished the sweater. Mostly. I haven't put the button on. It hasn't been washed. It hasn't been blocked. Most of my ends are woven in. I might go back in and lengthen these sleeves. I haven't decided yet if I want to make them a little bit longer, put a thumb hole in, or if I'm going to leave them as is. But for the most part, I'm going to say it's done. I'm wearing it to church tonight. So, love it. The sweater was knit on size 5 needles. It's a test knit yarn that I was playing with. I want to see how it wears. 60/40 merino bamboo. And I'm going to have to look it up again. The pattern is the Magical Custom Fit Raglan Sweater pattern. Basically, I kept trying it on as I was knitting. I did have project notes. But they're for me. They're for my body. So you can check them out, but I don't know if it's going to help you a lot. But the knitting is done. It did pull a lot of purple on this side, not as much purple on this side. I don't really care. I love it. Love it. So it is finished. Yay! I bound it off last night, woven the ends this morning, and promptly started a new project. A quick fix, just like a palette cleanser, get it off the needles kind of thing. So what I'm currently working on is traveling around in my Christmas story bag that a friend of mine sent me this year for Christmas. So loving this bag, not even gonna lie. And what I'm doing is a pair of boot toppers, boot cuffs. A friend of mine asked me for a pair, and I told her I'd make her a pair. So, let's see. There we go. There's a little bit of a cable down here. Not much. 44 stitches around, size 10 needles, so they're like flying. I started them this morning. And this afternoon, they're almost done. They will be done probably tonight when we go to bed. This is in Barnett's Cashmere Natural Blends. I don't even know where I got it from. It was in my stash. I didn't have 2 full balls. I had 2 partial balls. So we're going to see. I think it's like 90 grams altogether, which adds up to 1.5 skeins. And even that is still, it's less than 200 yards altogether. So no big deal there. But that's what's here. Like I said, size 10. They seem so huge. They're flying. It's wonderful. So that's what I'm working on. I have no master knitter this week. I do, however, have a tip instead of master knitter work. In the last 2 weeks, I have seen a lot of people talking about Jenny's Super Stretchy Bind Off and how they don't like it because it flares. And I totally agree with that. However, I actually love Jenny's Super Stretchy Bind Off for my socks when I do them toe up. I did it on all of my bind offs on my sweater. And I don't know, can you see that? It's not, I don't think it flares. But I don't do it as you're supposed to. So for those of you who don't know Jenny's Super Stretchy Bind Off, you knit a stitch and you do either a yarn over or a reverse yarn over, depending on what your next stitch is. So if your next stitch is a knit, you do a reverse yarn over, you knit that stitch, and then you pass your previous stitch and your yarn over it. If it's a purl stitch, then you do a yarn over, purl, and then pass the 2 over. That's the premise of it. What I have found that works really well to still give me my stretch, but doesn't have that flare, is I only do the yarn over every other stitch or even every third stitch. So if it's something straight, I will do my yarn over every third stitch. That works for me. I don't know why. I think it's just because there's not that, I think I understand why actually. When you're putting a yarn over, you're putting a little bit of extra yarn in, which causes that bind off to have more than the previous. There's more yarn there than the previous fabric that's underneath it, which is where the flare comes in. So if you don't put as many yarn overs in there, then you don't have as much extra yarn in that bind off to cause it to flare. Does that make sense to y'all? So, but the yarn over is what gives the bind off its stretch. It gives it that ability to move and not be so firm. So that is a tip, I guess, I can share with y'all that I have found works really well for me. I know a lot of different podcasters are talking about doing the 12 and 16 and doing some sock knitting for next year. And I've seen it come up, like I said, several times over the last 2 weeks. So I thought I'd share that with you. It's something I've been doing for probably 2 or 3 years now. And I really like how it looks. And I do quite a bit of toe up. I'm equal opportunity. I do cuff down, I do toe up. But like I said, I also did it on my sweater, on my bind off, at the bottom ribbing, on my button band. I use that for all of that. So that is my tip to kind of hopefully encourage you to try it again. My show notes are down here, so I was checking to see. The only other little bit of news I have for y'all today is the contest thread is locked, and I want to thank everybody who popped in and left a comment. I did random number generator the other day, and Julie R. Knits is who popped up as my winner. So I sent Julie of Julie R. Knits, as well as Beardy Knits, who's also Julie, and Colette Freeman 5, the pattern this afternoon, actually. I was kind of slow at getting that out. But that has gone out. I hope that y'all enjoyed it. I really appreciate to kind of see the chatter that was happening in the thread. And it was fun to see everybody over there. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else I needed to share with y'all. I think that was all I had. I said it's Christmas. It's Christmas Eve today. I hope that y'all have a wonderful Christmas if you're celebrating. If not, have a good weekend. Enjoy it. We have got some crazy weird weather. It's very, very warm. It rained all day yesterday, but it's warm. It's in the 50s and 60s, which is very unusual. So it'll be a weird winter, but it'll be good. So that's what we have going on here. And other than that, I will talk at y'all next week. See ya.